How did the Maya civilization disappear? Historical mysteries. When it comes to the Maya civilization, we imagine majestic pyramids, intricate hieroglyphs, and mysterious priests performing enigmatic rituals. But who were these people really? How were they able to make complex, astronomical calculations without telescopes? Why did they suddenly disappear, leaving behind stone cities, as if they had simply dissolved in time? Today, we embark on a journey through alternative theories and mystical legends surrounding the Maya. Get ready for thrilling stories of ancient prophecies, time portals, and perhaps even encounters with extraterrestrial beings. Introduction to the history of the Maya civilization. Maya civilization, one of the most mysterious and impressive cultures in human history. The Maya civilization is one of the most enigmatic and remarkable cultures in human history. It flourished in present-day Mesoamerica around 2000 BCE and reached its peak during the Classic period, 250 to 900 CE. During this time, the Maya built numerous city-states, developed a unique writing system, advanced astronomical knowledge, and intricate agricultural techniques. However, their sudden decline in the 9th century remains one of history's most fascinating mysteries. A brief overview of the Maya's development and achievements. The Maya were the first in the Americas to use a complex hieroglyphic writing system to record their history, laws, and religious texts. Their inscriptions detail wars, rulers, and religious rituals. More than 90% of these texts have been deciphered, continuing to reveal new insights into Maya life. Astronomy and mathematics. Maya astronomical knowledge was astonishingly precise. They could predict solar and lunar eclipses with an accuracy of one day over several centuries. Using special observatories, such as the one in Uxmal, they tracked planetary movements. The Maya also developed an advanced mathematical system, including the concept of zero, an exceptional achievement for ancient civilizations. Interesting fact: the Maya calendar was more accurate than the Julian calendar used in Europe until the 16th century. It was based on 260-day and 365-day cycles, incorporating solar and lunar patterns, which allowed the Maya to plan agricultural activities and religious ceremonies with remarkable precision. Settlement area: Mesoamerica. The Maya civilization spanned over 325,000 square kilometers, covering diverse ecosystems, from the arid northern Yucatan to the dense rainforests of Petén in Guatemala. To adapt, the Maya created complex irrigation systems and artificial terraces for agriculture. They cultivated maize, beans, squash, and cacao, which was used not only as food, but also as currency. Interesting fact: water was so valuable to the Maya that they built massive reservoirs, chultuns, for its storage. In the southern regions, evidence of drainage systems and canals directing water to reservoirs suggests that they ensured a steady water supply even during droughts. Cultural features: calendar, writing, and architecture. The Maya calendar. The Maya calendar consisted of 3 parallel systems. Tzolkin, a sacred 260-day calendar used for rituals and predictions. Harb, a 365-day solar calendar for agricultural purposes. Long Count, a linear calendar for recording historical events, beginning from a mythical date, August 11th, 3114 BCE. These 3 systems interacted, forming a unique calendar model. The Maya believed time was cyclical, and every 52 years, all 3 calendars aligned, marking an important cosmic event. Interesting fact: the Maya also created special codices, books made from tree bark, containing astronomical tables, eclipse dates, and solar cycles. Despite Spanish conquistadors destroying most of them, 4 codices have survived, confirming that the Maya meticulously observed Venus and other planets over long periods. Maya writing. Maya writing was a unique system of over 800 hieroglyphs, representing syllables and entire words. They used this script to document rulers' histories, religious rituals, and astronomical calculations. Many inscriptions were carved into stone stelae, adorning temples and city plazas. Interesting fact, in 1562, Bishop Diego de Landa ordered the burning of nearly all Maya codices, considering them pagan. However, he also created one of the first Maya alphabets, which helped scholars in the 20th century decipher their writing. Maya architecture. Maya architecture was remarkably diverse and sophisticated. They built pyramids, temples, palaces, and even observatories. The most famous pyramids are in Tikal and Chichen Itza. The Pyramid of Kukulkan in Chichen Itza is one of the most striking examples. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, a light effect on its steps creates the illusion of a serpent slithering down, a representation of the god Kukulkan. Interesting fact, the Maya built without metal tools or the wheel. Stone blocks were transported manually, and temple walls were covered in stucco and painted in bright colors. Archaeologists have found traces of lapis lazuli and cinnabar, indicating long-distance trade. The ball game, ritual and politics. The Maya ball game was more than just entertainment. It was a ritual symbolizing the struggle of gods. Courts for the game, Pok to Pok, were built in every major city and often decorated with reliefs depicting sacrificial scenes. Winners, or sometimes losers, could be sacrificed, emphasizing the game's religious and political importance. Interesting fact, the balls were made of rubber and weighed up to 4 kilotons. Players could only hit them with their hips, bows, and shoulders. The goal was to pass the ball through a stone ring several meters high. Mysteries of the Maya collapse. Key hypotheses. Ecological catastrophe. One of the main hypotheses for the disappearance of ancient civilizations is ecological catastrophe. The depletion of natural resources such as timber, water, and fertile land could have led to a sharp deterioration in living conditions. For example, archaeological research has shown that the Maya civilization faced soil depletion due to intensive agriculture and deforestation. As a result, crop yields declined dramatically, leading to famine and mass migrations. Droughts and climate change may have also played a key role. Studies of glaciers and lake sediments confirm periods of prolonged droughts that could have led to the collapse of civilizations. For instance, the fall of the ancestral Puebloans, Anasazi, in North America is linked to a prolonged drought that caused water and food shortages. In ancient Mesopotamia, according to archaeological evidence, abrupt climate changes led to desertification, weakening Sumerian city-states. Similar climatic disasters affected the Akkadian Empire, which also suffered from prolonged droughts that caused widespread famine. Internal conflicts and wars. Internal strife between city-states could have also contributed to the disappearance of civilizations. Throughout history, ancient societies frequently experienced wars driven by competition for resources or political dominance, which weakened states from within. For example, archaeological findings in the ruins of Tikal suggest destructive wars between Maya city-states. These conflicts led to infrastructure destruction and mass population displacement. Social and political crises, such as uprisings, the decline of ruling dynasties, or the loss of public trust in authorities, could have contributed to the downfall of civilizations. In ancient Rome, economic instability, corruption, and constant civil wars weakened the empire, making it vulnerable to external threats. In China, dynastic cycles led to instability, with periods of chaos often accompanied by city destruction and mass migrations. For instance, the fall of the Tang dynasty was associated with the An Lushan rebellion, which caused years of turmoil and weakened the empire. Economic causes, issues with trade and agriculture could have had a serious impact on the stability of civilizations. For example, the Inca civilization relied heavily on a complex system of terrace farming, and any disruptions in irrigation could have led to reduced crop yields. Similarly, the collapse of trade routes due to wars or economic shifts could have resulted in the loss of vital goods and resources. In medieval Europe, the decline of some cities was linked to the disruption of trade networks. For instance, the Silk Road experienced several periods of decline due to wars and political instability in the regions it traversed. This led to economic crises and the downfall of cities dependent on trade. A similar situation occurred in ancient Egypt during periods of crisis between the New and Middle Kingdoms, when disruptions in trade routes led to economic decline. Influence of external factors, invasions by neighboring tribes, were a common cause of civilization collapse. For example, the Harappan civilization in the Indus Valley may have fallen under the pressure of Aryan invasions, while the fall of the Western Roman Empire is often linked to barbarian invasions. Additionally, sudden incursions, such as the Mongol invasions in the 13th century, led to the destruction of cities, the collapse of entire states, and the disappearance of cultures. The destruction of Baghdad by the forces of Hulagu Khan in 1258 marked the final fall of the Abbasid Caliphate, the destruction of major libraries and scientific centers, and a significant setback in scientific progress in the Middle East for centuries. Contacts with other civilizations could also influence the fate of disappearing peoples. Sometimes cultural exchange led to assimilation, but in other cases, contact resulted in epidemics or technological disadvantages that made civilizations vulnerable to external threats. For example, the encounter between the Aztecs and the conquistadors proved fatal for their empire due to a combination of Spanish military superiority and epidemics brought by Europeans. Many other indigenous American civilizations suffered a similar fate due to European expansion. Diseases such as smallpox wiped out up to 90% of some Native American populations, significantly weakening their ability to resist conquest. Archaeological discoveries and modern research. Deep in the dense jungles of Central America, hidden among ancient trees and vine-covered hills, lie the greatest secrets of the Maya civilization. For centuries, the cities of this ancient culture remained abandoned, overgrown with greenery, and only recently have archaeologists begun to lift the veil of time using the latest technologies and research methods. These discoveries have not only given us a deeper understanding of the lives of the ancient Maya, but have also raised new questions about the mysteries of their disappearance and cultural legacy. Excavations in Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza Tikal, a majestic city-state, was once a center of Maya power. Towering pyramids rise toward the sky, reminding us of the glorious times of kings and priests. In the 20th century, archaeologists conducted the first large-scale excavations, uncovering palaces, temples, and even underground passages. However, a true revolution occurred recently when, using LiDAR, laser scanning, scientists discovered dozens of hidden structures that were previously mistaken for hills. It turned out that Tikal was significantly larger than previously believed, and its complex infrastructure included roads, dams, and canals. Recent studies have shown that the city was connected to other Maya centers through an extensive road network, some of which stretched for dozens of kilometers, confirming the civilization's advanced engineering skills. Palenque, another enigmatic city, is famous for its magnificent reliefs and inscriptions. In 1952, archaeologists discovered the tomb of the great ruler, Pakal the Great, whose jade burial mask became one of the symbols of Maya culture. The deciphering of inscriptions on the walls revealed details about his life, reign, and even mythological beliefs about the afterlife. Recent studies beneath the temple have shown that underground chambers were built based on complex astronomical calculations, and the tomb's alignment corresponds with celestial movements, confirming the Mayas' deep knowledge of astronomy. Chichen Itza, one of the most famous sites in Mexico, is renowned for the Grand Pyramid of Kukulkan. Scientists have discovered that on the days of the spring and autumn equinoxes, shadows on its steps create the effect of a moving serpent, indicating the Mayas' advanced astronomical knowledge. Recent studies have uncovered a hidden structure beneath the pyramid and underground water reservoirs, prompting a reassessment of theories about the city's sacred geography. Evidence has also been found that this center played a crucial role in ritual sacrifices associated with the rain god Chak, as confirmed by the discovery of human remains in cenotes, natural sinkholes filled with water, which were used for ceremonial purposes. The significance of Maya inscriptions and codices for a long time. Maya writing remained a mystery. Codices containing ancient texts were almost entirely destroyed by Spanish conquerors. However, a few surviving manuscripts such as the Dresden, Madrid, and Paris codices became the key to deciphering their script. In the 20th century, linguists like Yuri Knorozov proved that Maya writing was a complex system of hieroglyphs representing both sounds and whole words. This discovery allowed scholars to read inscriptions on stelae and buildings, revealing the names of rulers, their reign periods, and significant historical events. Interestingly, many inscriptions contain sophisticated calendars based on astronomical observations. The Maya used two calendars, a 260-day sacred calendar and a 365-day solar calendar. Their precision still amazes researchers today, as the Maya system was even more accurate than the Julian calendar used in Europe. The role of modern technologies in research. Modern technology has transformed archaeology. LiDAR allows researchers to see through the jungle, revealing hidden structures and roads. Radiocarbon dating enables precise dating of artifacts and remains, while 3D modeling helps virtually reconstruct lost cities. Recent discoveries indicate that the Maya civilization was even more complex and widespread than previously thought, with its influence extending over vast territories. Additionally, chemical analysis has helped researchers learn about the Maya diet, how they extracted and used various metals, and even confirmed that chocolate was used in their ritual drinks. This knowledge not only provides insight into the daily lives of ancient people, but also sheds light on the social and religious aspects of their existence. Research continues, and each new day brings discoveries that could change our understanding of the ancient world. The mysteries of the Maya are far from being fully unraveled, but modern methods allow us to look into the past, reviving the great civilization whose echoes still resonate among the ruins in the dense jungles of Central America. Perhaps in the coming years, we will learn even more about how this remarkable culture lived, flourished, and why it disappeared, leaving behind only stone testimonies of its former glory. Mystical and alternative theories, the Maya legends and prophecies. What did they know about the future? The calendar that predicted the end of the world. Remember the hype surrounding December 21st, 2012. People expected an apocalypse, a meteor strike, or even an alien invasion, all because the Maya calendar marked this day as the end of the 13th Baktun, an important time cycle. But what if we misunderstood everything? Perhaps the Maya weren't predicting a catastrophe, but rather warning of the beginning of a new era, an age of spiritual awakening, the myth of the four worlds. The Maya believed that our universe had been destroyed and recreated multiple times. Their mythology describes four previous worlds, each ending in disaster. The first world was engulfed by a great flood. The second world was destroyed by fire and volcanic eruptions. The third world was torn apart by powerful hurricanes. The fourth world, ours, still exists, but will eventually vanish as well. What if the Maya truly knew something we have yet to understand? Perhaps their knowledge of time cycles was far deeper than we realize. Kukulkan, the god who must return. Maya legends tell of a powerful being, Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, who once brought knowledge and technology before vanishing, promising to return one day. Who was he? An ancient god? A man with extraordinary knowledge? Or perhaps a representative of an extraterrestrial civilization? This theory becomes even more intriguing when considering the strange depictions found in the ruins of ancient Maya cities. The influence of extraterrestrial civilizations, myth or reality. Is there evidence that the Maya may have contacted extraterrestrials? Supporters of the ancient astronaut theory present several arguments. The mysterious knowledge of the Maya. How did an ancient civilization, without telescopes or modern calculations, manage to calculate the length of a solar year with an accuracy down to 1,000th of a second, determine the cycles of Venus, the Moon, and Mars, build cities aligned with constellations? Scientists argue that the Maya were brilliant mathematicians and keen observers, but conspiracy theorists suggest otherwise. Perhaps this knowledge was given to them by a more advanced civilization. Enigmatic artifacts. Some archaeological discoveries raise many questions. Depictions of people in strange suits and helmets. The astronaut of Palenque. A carved image in a temple showing a person in a pilot-like position, surrounded by mysterious symbols. Ancient figurines resembling flying machines. Official science offers alternative explanations. But what if these images truly depict contact with extraterrestrial beings? The mystery of the Maya's disappearance. Time portals. One of history's greatest mysteries. Where did the Maya go? During the 8th and 9th centuries, many of their cities were suddenly abandoned. People left behind temples, pyramids, and palaces, which were eventually overtaken by the jungle. Scholars suggest several possible reasons. Famine and drought. Resources ran out, forcing people to migrate. Wars. Destructive conflicts between city-states led to civilization's collapse. Epidemics. A deadly disease may have wiped out much of the population. But there's a more mysterious theory. The Maya vanished through time portals. What if their priests knew the secret of traveling to another dimension? Their writings mention passages and tunnels between worlds. Pyramids and sacred temples may have served as energy gateways. Some researchers claim that strange electromagnetic anomalies are detected in ancient Maya sites. This theory inspires science fiction writers, but could it be true? Perhaps the Maya possess knowledge that we have yet to uncover. The legacy of the Maya. What remains? The Maya civilization, which once thrived in present-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador, left behind a vast legacy that continues to fascinate researchers, historians, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries. The Maya built magnificent cities, made great advances in science, mathematics, and astronomy, and developed one of the most complex writing systems of the ancient world. Though their civilization declined, their descendants still live today, preserving many of their ancestral traditions. What legacy did this great civilization leave behind? What has survived to this day? How have their achievements influenced the world? Let's explore. Modern Maya descendants and their culture. Are the Maya still alive today? When people talk about the disappearance of the Maya civilization, they often assume that the Maya people vanished completely. However, this is far from the truth. The descendants of the Maya still live in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Today, it is estimated that around 6 million Maya people exist. Many of them continue to speak their ancestral languages, follow traditional customs, celebrate ancient festivals, and even use elements of their old calendar system. The Maya languages, a living legacy. Modern Maya communities speak over 30 different languages, including Yucatec Maya, Mexico, Quiche, Guatemala, Mam, Guatemala and Mexico, Tzotzil and Celtal, Chiapas, Mexico. Many of these languages have a direct connection to the ancient classic Maya language, which was used in their hieroglyphic texts. While their original writing system was forgotten for centuries, recent efforts have been made to study and revive it. Religion and traditions. Many modern Maya combine traditional beliefs with Catholicism. In Guatemalan villages, shamans and priests still perform rituals, invoking the spirits of mountains and rivers while offering food and flowers as sacrifices. One well-known celebration is Hanol Pixan, Maya Day of the Dead, which is similar to the Mexican Day of the Dead, but has unique elements rooted in Maya mythology and rituals. Ancient agricultural techniques, such as milpa, a rotating farming system that allows soil to recover, are still used in some regions, an invention that dates back to the ancient Maya era. Maya, architectural and astronomical achievements, grand cities and pyramids. The Maya built impressive cities filled with temples, palaces, observatories, and ritual ball courts. Their architecture is remarkable not only for its scale, but also for its advanced engineering. Some of the most famous Maya cities include Tikal, Guatemala, one of the largest Maya cities surrounded by dense jungle, with towering temples that rise above the treetops. Chichen Itza, Mexico, home to the famous Kukulkan Pyramid, the Temple of the Warriors, and the sacred cenote. Palenque, Mexico, known for its intricate carvings, the Tomb of Pacal, and beautifully decorated temples. Copan, Honduras, famous for its detailed hieroglyphs and sculptures. Architecture, aligned with astronomy, Maya pyramids and structures were carefully designed to align with celestial events. On the spring and autumn equinoxes, a shadow resembling a serpent slithering down the steps appears on the Kukulkan Pyramid in Chichen Itza. El Caracol, an ancient observatory in Chichen Itza, was used for tracking Venus. Buildings in Tikal, Uxmal, and other cities were positioned to align with key calendar dates. Astronomy and the Maya calendar system. The Maya developed one of the most precise calendar systems in history. Their calculation of the solar year, 365.242 days, is nearly identical to modern astronomical measurements. They could also predict eclipses and track planetary cycles, especially Venus. The Maya used two primary calendar systems: Tzolkin, 260-day calendar, used for divination and rituals; Harb, 365-day calendar, a solar calendar used for agricultural planning. They also developed the long count calendar, which allowed them to record dates far beyond ordinary cycles. This calendar was the basis for the 2012 end of the world myth. The influence of the Maya on Mesoamerican and global culture, influence on modern nations. Today, the Maya remain a symbol of national pride in Mexico, Guatemala, and other countries. Their influence is visible in banknotes and coins. Guatemalan currency features Maya hieroglyphs, national symbols. The Belizean flag includes elements of Maya culture. Official holidays and festivals. Guatemala celebrates Maya Day to honor their heritage. Influence on art and cinema. Maya myths and culture have inspired numerous works of fiction, including film Apocalypto, 2006, a dramatic depiction of Maya life before the Spanish conquest. Indiana Jones features scenes related to Maya mysteries. Video games, Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, and others include Maya architecture and mythology. Influence on esotericism and science. Some believe that the Maya possess sacred knowledge that goes beyond conventional science. Their understanding of time, numbers, and the universe continues to be a topic of study and debate among researchers and mystics. The Maya legacy is not just about the past. It lives on through their descendants, their languages, their traditions, and the lasting impact of their remarkable achievements. The disappearance of the classic Maya civilization, a historical mystery. The collapse of the classic Maya civilization remains one of the most intriguing mysteries in history. While the descendants of the Maya still live today, their ancient cities were abandoned, and their complex system of governance and statehood collapsed. Why did this happen? Scientists have proposed several hypotheses, each of which may explain part of this enigma. Environmental catastrophe, highly likely main reasons. The Maya extensively deforested land for construction and agriculture, leading to soil depletion and resource shortages. Pollen and sediment samples from lake beds suggest that around the 9th century, there was a drastic climate change, possibly a prolonged drought. Without water and crops, famine likely occurred, triggering rebellions and mass migrations. Evidence. Soil samples from ancient cities contain traces of erosion and salinization, supporting the theory of ecosystem collapse. Wars and internal conflicts. Moderately likely main reasons. During the late Classic period, Maya city-states waged frequent wars. Destroyed fortifications indicate that many cities were attacked. Hieroglyphic records on stone stelae describe numerous battles, ruler captures, and human sacrifices. Civil wars and uprisings could have weakened political power and destabilized society. Evidence. Archaeologists have found evidence of sieges and mass destruction in Copan, Tikal, and Dos Pilas, pandemics and diseases. Unlikely main reasons. The high population density in Maya cities could have facilitated epidemic outbreaks. Diseases may have arrived via trade routes from South America. Evidence. There are no clear archaeological traces of widespread disease outbreaks, though similar patterns have been observed in other civilizations. Social collapse and crisis of faith. Moderately likely main reasons. Maya rulers claimed they could communicate with the gods and predict the future. When droughts and crop failures occurred, the people's trust in their leaders may have crumbled. The loss of religious and political influence weakened the elite's ability to control the population. Evidence. Ruins of destroyed temples and signs of mass migrations have been found in late Maya cities. Extraterrestrial intervention and time portals. Mythical hypothesis. Some alternative theorists suggest that the Maya possessed secret knowledge that allowed them to escape through portals to another dimension or planet. Main reasons. The Maya had extraordinarily precise astronomical knowledge, which some believe was given to them by extraterrestrial beings. Maya myths mention gods from the sky, which could be interpreted as accounts of alien encounters. Evidence. There is no scientific proof for this theory, but it remains popular in ufology. Conclusion. The disappearance of the Maya civilization was most likely caused by a combination of factors: environmental disaster, internal conflicts, political crises, and possible epidemics. The fall of their great cities did not mean the extinction of their people. The Maya adapted and continue to exist today. Research into their civilization is ongoing, and future discoveries may unveil even more secrets.